mate. It's all a game, we want fame, we want money and cars. I'm talking big bucks.
We're the Fantasy Addicts, and this is in response to an interesting comment we received on the website. This guy wondered who were the greatest fantasy performers of all time, single season, not career-wise.
Of course, you know who's at the top of the list.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady from 07 with 513 fantasy points.
Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. What do you have? 50 some odd touchdowns, 4,800 yards, or no, 5,200 yards.
It was an incredible season.
I guess we didn't do very good research, but it was nasty. Number 2 was the original bomber, Dan Marino. He had 491 points, and that was an 84. That's Tecmo Bowl, baby.
That's what's really impressive about that one, the fact that he did it in 1984 when the league hadn't fully changed over to, you know, dominant passing games.
Yep, Mark Clayton saw a lot of those balls. And
well, he had the Mark brothers, Mark Clayton and Mark Duper.
Yep, and I can just see Duper on that little slant route on Tecmo Bowl, that little unstoppable.
The unstoppable play.
Duper. All right, our number 1 receiver overall, Randy Moss, last year.
Of course, with the record-setting 23 touchdowns for the Patriots.
You know, and but I have beef with him being number 1. If you go back to the record that he broke, it was Jerry Rice's record of 23 touchdowns that he set in 12 games in a strike-shortened season. If you had him in fantasy that year, 2 touchdowns a game from your receiver, are you kidding me?
Well, I mean,
that is nasty.
Speaking of Jerry Rice, he's second on the list.
Number 2 overall.
1995, Rice went for 285 fantasy points, only 2 behind Moss.
And you know how late that was in his career? It was 87 when he caught the 23. This is almost 10 years later. He's still going to work.
Well, I mean, you have to look at the era that Rice played in too. If Rice played now, I think he would dominate everyone, hands down.
At number 1 for running backs, LT in 06, you know, he broke the rushing touchdown record.
31 touchdowns in the season.
Over 2,000 combined, 2,300 combined
yards. Over 2,300 total yards. It was a huge season for LT.
And man, it was just one of those years that the guy in your league who had LT, he won.
Number 2 is Marshall Faulk in 2000.
He was like fantasy guy before LT came along. Marshall Faulk was it. He was the bee's knees.
That's true.
Yeah, that fool put up points. 375 points in 2000. Faulk caught 800 yards. He rushed for 1,300 yards. He had 26 touchdowns. I mean, that's crazy. You know, that pre-LT days. You guys have any other questions? Fantasy lore, all that good stuff. Hit us at thefantasyaddicts@gmail.com. Come check out the website. Got new content daily. This guy, Fantasy Addicts.
I like Acapulco, Mexico, go loco when I'm toe to toe.